Have you ever heard of the Reply K-drama series? I mean, if you've been watching K-dramas for a while, or even if you're new and you just did Googles on some K-dramas to watch, you've probably heard of the Reply series. There are 3 of them in the series. There's Reply 1988, Reply 1997, and Reply 1994. So if you're a fan of watching heartwarming dramas with relatable characters, then I think you're gonna love these series. In this video, I want it to be kind of a guide into the series. I'm just going to explore the typical formula that's used in them. Which order should you watch them in? Should you even watch them all? And let's get into the controversial love triangles as well. So the Reply series follows a very simple formula. You take an average dorky high school girl, make her very, very relatable. She's doing the dorky high school girl things. And then you explore her day-to-day interactions with her family and her friends in a coming-of-age movie sort of way. So you look at her friendships, her romantic relationships, and her relationships with her family. So the Reply series is ultimately a slice of life show. It relies heavily on nostalgia of whatever era is being portrayed. There's a lot of Korean pop culture references that can be very easily missed by international viewers, especially if you're not just clued into Korean culture. But this series is most notably known for its compelling love triangles, the nostalgia. You also have a non-traditional way of just like unraveling the slice of life storytelling in the dramas, because you usually start in the past and you're not clued in on a big driver for the series is trying to figure out who the main female lead ends up with an ensemble cast of friends and family. So you get a shift in timelines from present every now and then, with clues laid out on who the main character eventually ends up with. So, what order should you watch the series in? I watched them all out of order, but I found that if you do watch them out of order, you miss quite a few Easter eggs, and kind of there's one major spoiler too, depending on how out of order you watch it. Because you have situations where in some of the later installments, some characters from the previous series make cameos. There are a lot of inside jokes, internal reference, and I think maybe the most important incentive to like watch it in order is the fact that a husband of a previous installment is revealed through a cameo in a later installment. But I guess you wouldn't know what to watch for if you watch them out of order, so maybe it doesn't matter. Okay, so we're going to start with the first one, Reply 1997. This drama takes us back to the year 1997. So I think the big theme with 1997 was exploring their friendship, their first loves, and the challenges of growing up. So it was released in 2012. It was the first installment of the trilogy. And I think more than the other 2 series that follow, this show had the most satisfying romance, and it was primarily focused on romance. I don't think you had to do too much guessing to figure out who she was gonna end up with. I don't think the love triangle was too crazy, and I think that the ensemble cast didn't feel too much like an ensemble cast because, like I said, it focused heavily more on the romance. So for that reason, this one is pretty up there for me. This is a really good one. It's not the most popular one, but it's a good one. Next, we had the Reply 1994. So this one's set in 1994, and it revolves around a group of friends who live together in a boarding house in Seoul while attending college. I think this one focused a lot more on friendship. I didn't even feel like the romance element was notable, and this was my least favorite adaptation from the series. I think one of the reasons why the guessing on Najung's future husband in this series was harder for me is because I generally didn't feel her chemistry with any of the characters. So I was just sort of like, she could end up with anyone. I do not care. But this is a pivotal point in this anthology series because you start to see it want to do more of the friendship community type focus. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out so well in 1994, but lessons were learned, and now we're going on to Reply 1988, which was released in 2015. I'm actually quite shocked by this. In my head, this drama, which is the latest installment, came out maybe like a year ago, but yeah, it's been a while. It's set in the 80s, and it revolves around 5 families. So now we'll have a proper ensemble cast. They live in the same neighborhood, and I think this was a very authentic, this one was shot really well, and I don't know what it's like obviously to be in Korea in the 80s, but I do feel a lot more drawn to the 1988 series than any of the others. I think that it did such a good job of capturing, exploring the friendships, the family dynamics, the coming of age experiences. I think this is an installment where the coming of age element was done so well. Every character was fleshed out. You rooted for every character. I think you understood every character. Of course, there's the romance, and I will get to the romance, but I will say this is the show in the series that I think just like hit the nail on the head on what the series is supposed to be about. Nostalgia, heavily family relationships and community and friends, and like it was just so good at establishing emotional connections, and so you feel something watching this show. And because I feel something, I feel quite strongly, and lots of people do, about the the main love line in this particular version. So one thing I would say about the 1988 version is that the love triangle was truly a love triangle. I don't think she picked the right guy, and I know people won't agree with me. There is definitely 2 camps on this love triangle, and I am on the camp of she picked the wrong guy. She just did. I think that the show just really capitalized off of Park Bo-gum's rising popularity, but it was clear to me who she had more chemistry with. I mean, look at who she's dating now in real life. The end. Okay, so to be honest, if I had to pick a fave out of the 3, I think it's obvious. Reply 1988 is the one. If you have to watch just one out of the series, Reply 1988 is the one. It's the most critically acclaimed, so it's not just me who thinks so. I just think that it really embodies the essence of what the series was trying to do. However, that being said, you can definitely watch all 3. If there's any you can skip, because I honestly couldn't stand it, Reply 1994 is very skippable. I don't think Reply 1994 is worth rewatching or watching at all. I'm sorry if you feel otherwise. But overall, the Reply series has a significant following, and it's just received a lot of positive reviews from viewers and critics. Many people really appreciate how the show transports them back in time and has a very strong sense of nostalgia. They have very strong character development, very engaging storylines, and a very talented cast. So it really does make the series stand out and have such a huge impact on the Korean drama landscape. So that's my breakdown of the Reply series. Let me know if you've watched this series. I'm sure if you watched it and you came to this point, you haven't even seen a single one in the series. I hope you gained something out of it. I hope you were able to at least check out Reply 1988. I promise it's worth it. And that's about wraps it up for me. I hope I can catch you in another video. I have tons of video. Make sure to check them out and catch you later. Bye.